Got himself Blood Dagger over on the team 1. Got himself Poisons Ray to go chill pills on the team. We got Koei, Lotto, and Swag. Hold on. I am gonna have a hard time with Swag's name. I'm gonna call you Swag. Can I just call you Swag? Makes it a little bit easier. I'm 4th Pog. Oh no. Should have let him go. Wait, have him go 2nd, man. Let him go 2nd. He doesn't get a chance. This guy is just from the fresh streets of Duratar. Certified over on the team 2. Shadow Priest trying to see if he can get himself a better position versus Koei as a Monkus. Most mobile class. Probably versus one of the least mobile classes in the game. Not the best matchup. A lovely Mog, however, though. Looking good. Does get himself a stun. Able to get dots. At least Mind Games really early in cap instead. Trinket into Alexu. That is a bit unfortunate, though. Has to go for Disperse pretty early on into a Fist of Fury. Koei got himself plenty to ramp up into a Fear. That's going to be for Certified in particular to at least get himself a setup. Koei maybe could close the gap and actually just reverse that back to Certified if you want to. It is going to take a second just to back up out with through the miss. Certified, though, the one disadvantage of a Shadow Priest is you literally cannot chase after him. Not a lot of opportunity to chase. If only you had some kind of slow, something like of a passive that you could apply, that'd be wonderful, but there's only so much you can do. Does get locked out on Shadow. Plenty of opportunity to heal with flash heals, though. Able to get himself lots of recovery. Won't be seeing Alexu out of Koei for a while. Got himself at least a bit of survivability in cap to try to disrupt him with the stun to follow. Does have a Trinket, could potentially go for a Dark Ascension for the Monk, or for the Shadow Priest. Maybe gets himself set up into a Fear Silence? Wait, you're Trinket to Silence? Because I don't, unless you got horrified. He might have tried to see if he could roll out and got horrified and then got hit with a silence, and that's what he trinketed. But I'm not quite sure. For Certified, though, it's a decent, like, at least he got a trinket out of the guy. Decent setup. He does have PI still, so he has himself a whole entire combo. My question is, though, does he play into the Mindbender, like the big one-shotty thing? Or is he chilling? No trinket for this one. Maybe CC does go for the Fear. Koei without a trinket. Certified able to at least recover a bit of health. PI available. Won't have himself the most cooldowns together, but does at least have himself the Mind Spike. If you get interrupted on Shadow, Mind Spike is still be usable, but if you Mind Spike, that's locked out on Shadow and Frost. Got himself a bit of damage. Karma trying to see if he can reverse it. Certified needs a bit of health. Does get himself a Disperse, and Koei, he can't really do damage to the guy. He's just gonna end up reversing a lot of that damage into healing. Certified with an incap. Got himself at least a human racial, so maybe he can get out of the next stone. Needs a bit of damage. Ring of Peace to knock him around. At least had himself a little bit of self-heals. Does go for a silence for Fear to follow. Maybe you can break it somehow. Maybe Fear. Void Short instead. Hold on a second. Into an interrupt last minute. Hold on. Kobe still super low. Wait a second. Certified does end up catching him. That is the clutchest Shadow or Death I've seen ever. Shadow Priest versus the Monk. Not a matchup usually win. Chope is getting hit with the Fear. That does get Certified. At least an opportunity to go for Dark Ascension. AMS to immune all those Void Barrages. Nothing Certified can really do in this situation. Does have trinkets. Could trinket out of this. Does get at least ability to cast. Stun into chills. Breaks out fairly quickly with a big chopper. The Frost DK does go in for a big old obliterate. Damn, that's what I say back at Legion. Bit off this game. What's this way? How you doing, my man? Happy you could join us, my guy. Happy I saw you randomly out of an auger bar. We saw, what is it? I think it was Meat Wagon. Yesterday, we just got a random guy in. You're more than looking to play a bunch of games with us, my guy. Chills, try to see if he can avoid Hockey. Has he got himself the Shroud? Or is it Shroud? Cloak? I don't know what this thing is. I don't remember what the dragon. I don't remember what dragons use. Let alone we don't ever see dragons in duels. How am I supposed to remember? Does get gripped in, blind to follow, but Chills trying to go see if he can go for a bit of a stun. But Hockey does get stunned up, but a wall together with Renewal should be able to catch up plenty of healing. Not taking a lot of damage, but also going for big recovery. Chupas does avoid the stun with an AMS. Hawk is still trying to see if he can get himself some kind of setup. Not going for the big damage. Actually just trying to see if he can play defensive and retreat. Chupas just AMS. That'll be about as big of a defensive as he can really use versus this man's. And Hockey's backs up out of there for just a second. Man still on the recovery. No trinket, no wall. I don't really know what you do in this situation, Hockey's. I think at some point you're just going to have to find a way to juke a kick from Chills and just have a go. Trying to see if he just moseys his way out. Chills chasing after the dragon just to make sure he racks up the entire stun of the, what is it? Not Deep Freeze, but Remorseless Winter, and does chop the guy down. That is so unfortunate, man. Does the family show up put so close on Hockey's? Oh yeah, he was a naked dragon, wasn't he? See Mark up. I was gonna say up next, but just really back it up in there. Chills, I don't think wants to give him any kind of like honor duel, nothing. He's just trying to stay away from the guy. He's waiting for cooldowns. Got himself a trinket, come back up. Silence in 20. Wait a second. Is he gonna do this for 20 seconds? He does get the grip, does get the blind. At least he's waiting for some kind of a go. Hoping to get a stun. Not gonna happen. Stun. Hold on. Does he double stun him? He does get the double stun. Hold on a second. So he strangulates to get him to blink. Grips him back in. Second stun with that remorseless. That's actually not that bad. I actually almost feel like you should flip him just so you can get a longer duration. But still, AMS up for Chills. Back it up out of there. That is quite a bit of damage for Austin. With Arcana Sphere waiting to go. Chills trying to see if he can maybe dodge it. Does get clipped by it either way, though. Touches Mage around the corner as Austin blinks in aggressively. Hold on, he just blinked in. Hold on, he just blinked in. Chills trying to see if he can survive it. He's trying to figure out which corner he's going to be in because he knows the Mage is going to blink around. Just sends orbs around the corner. Doesn't even give him a chance. He's just trying to see if he can predict and try to bob and weave between pillars and just doesn't give him a moment. Blood Dagger going to be up next. Subtlety Rogue going in guns blazing versus Seavark, but the man just got himself a shield and just chilling. Ring of Frost trying to see if he can stop the Rogue. Does get a slow him with a knockback. With a Ring of Fire, you either walk into fire or walk into frost. You got yourself a couple of options. Either get yourself frozen or just burn up or sap or get out of combat. I guess that is option number 3. Man, check the door number 3. As Austin trying to see if he can get himself a setup versus Blood. Blood just back it up out of there, man. He wants nothing to do with Austin. As long as he got maybe some kind of CDs, maybe then he'll go in. But otherwise, yeah, stuns. I'm not going to be able to lock him. Eyes are up. And if Blood is not careful, I think Austin could, if he knows where he's at, like, you're not going to hit him behind the pillar. If only Seavark wasn't his Frosty Mage than Arcane Mage, because if you know where the Rogue is at, you know which pillar he's behind, you can make that pillar uninhabitable. Like, there's just no chance. He saw you, spotted you for a second. Or did he? Maybe. Blood, ready to go with a cheap, immediately blink out of Austin, does get himself a defensive, porting back in, forcing Blood to use up all his mobility, and Austin just coming back up with all the defensives and cooldowns. Blood with a vanish does get clipped by the Nova into an Arcane Orb, does lose one of his survivability tools, blind onto Austin, trying to see if he can maybe get anything out of this guy. I think he's trying to see if he can maybe use, just trying to play the Mage's patience. See if we can get an Ice Block out of him. Does knock him out in the open, denying the reset. There goes the second vanish out of the Rogue. He got no outs. Shifting power on one side, Ring of Frost on the other. I don't think that should the Mage does get him out in the open. He cloaks it instead. Hold on. Okay, he doesn't take damage from the fire, so I guess it doesn't put him in combat. I honestly thought it would, but I guess it doesn't. As the guy tried to see if he can pick himself another eye. Blood does not want to be out in the open. He has no vanish. He has no Cloak of Shadows. I think this man is going to bunker down and play super defensive for the entire game, or as much as he can. Because I don't really know what he can really do in this situation. Austin does blink away. Trinket immediately porting back. If he can catch Blood, does get a Nova, or maybe not Nova? I was thinking maybe he got another Tempest on him. Knocking him back for a moment, put him out in the open. Does not want to put him anywhere near him. He's just trapped in a Ring of Frost and a Ring of Fire. Can't get anywhere. Touching the Magic. He got nothing left. He can Shadow Meld, or at least try to. It gives him a little bit of safety. Freeze right after. Full burst out of the Mage. Just the missiles chasing him down. He stepped over, but they were already mid-flight. Who's up next? This is going to be Swag? Oh, hey, Swag actually gets a chance to play. Only at the 8-minute mark. Only at the 41% dampening. That's all you can really do. I gotta figure out what to call you. Swahadon? I almost want to just go Swag. Or Swad? Just ignore the H and the A. Swad? I'll go Swad. I think it's a little bit better. Swad, try to see if he can get maybe SWAT. Swad, try to SWAT. Austin down. He's got himself all the time. Might be immunity potentially. Shield of Vengeance. Man's taking quite a bit of damage though. Doesn't get a limit. Missiles right after. Trying to see if he can go for maybe a setup. Bubble might need to come out. Does go for the bubble really late. Trying to see if he can put pressure onto Austin as the dampening again and super high up. Little by little, it does end up creeping up. Does go for the Void Elf ratio. That thing is so good if you use it right. Oh, it's good. He can't go anywhere though. He's slowed by the Frost. He's just gonna take the full Arcana Sphere with a Ring of Fire. He's trying to see if he can line of sight to Austin, but having to go through the fire and flames itself. Refresh it. I think he's just dead. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's just, you can't go anywhere. What do you do? Sit out in the open and let him barrage you? Or do you go behind the pillar, but you have to go through the fire and you have to try to see if you can find a way to heal yourself? Not like DKs. Not like what's it called? Paladins could just stand there and flash a light, spam themselves up to full. Not anymore. Lotto trying to see if you can win the Lotto versus Austin though. That's why it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna have a hard time with that one. People usually call me that's why. Okay, I could try. I'm gonna give it the best shot. I don't know what that's supposed to sound like. I was gonna say in cap. I don't know why I was gonna say in cap. But a reset for Lotto. Got himself a camo. Short stun onto Seavark. Does not go for the blink. Breath immediately. Big death chakram. Big explosive. Got himself all the time. Will not be able to reset a lot of that damage, I don't think. Root around the corner. Doesn't get the biggest heal. Might be an ice block. That's going to be Lotto trying to go for a bit of a stab with the what is it? The weapon. I was going to say artifact weapon, but that's not what that thing is anymore. But the Fury of the Eagle got himself at least a little bit of medic, but is behind the corner. At least he's recovering. Austin actually taking quite a bit of damage. Lotto does have a turtle, so maybe could utilize it going for the biggest damage. Big explosive one to Seavark. If you get him some death chakram, that'd be huge. Got him some big damage. Hold on. Oh, the Hunter does get to take down the Mage. That is the one class that's like a hard counter for Mage, is the Hunter. The amount of burst damage, the physical damage just goes right through your armor. I mean, it's pretty brutal. Plus the mobility you got just to close that gap, and you're another class with an immunity also if you play it correctly. Feint Death is still pretty useful, even though they kind of nerfed the hell out of it. But it's gonna be Lintenia up next. Falada got a Trinket, got a Feint Death. Trinket immediately Feint Death, trying to see if he can back away. Lintenia having to walk through the traps. Stun with a Death Chakram, does go in for the big Shadow Step. Disarm right after. Lintenia got Pistol, so he's actually A-okay. Doesn't really need access to weapon. Try to see if he can go for a bit of healing. Blade Flurry does not get to cleave down Lotto. You used to do that. If your Hunter were in Turtle Shell, and then we're trying to heal, you would just Blade Flurry, hit the pet. That Blade Flurry would hit the Hunter. Unless you just randomly AoE him out. He does get to hit the pet. Hold on. This is slow by the Hunter. Trying to see if he can separate away from Lintenia. Back it up out. Grapple does go for the Vanish. Reset. Hold on a second. Just trying to see if we can go for a couple ambushes. Feint Death. Fury. Hold on. Maybe he got some damage out of nowhere. Lintenia. No. Evasion. Pistols the guy down. Not much you could really do in that situation. Austin picking up 3. But doesn't go for the full clean sweep though. Well done, well done. Sure, I'm not used to winning one. Yeah, that's all good, my guy. Let's see if we can get ourselves another one going, boys, yeah?